Alright everybody, as you guys can see, Marvel Future Revolution had a big update come to the game yesterday, and I am enjoying the update, and we're going to talk about what's the good and the bad that's inside this update. So right now, I do want to start off with the goods of the update. One, I love the way that all the graphics look, right? I love when I come here and I go against the zombie Dr.Strange. I just love the way that his animations, I love the way that he flow. I love everything about this as far as the way that it looks. Let's move on to the next thing. Let's talk about Scarlet Witch, the character. I love her design, I love her model, and I love her skills 100%. And I think that she has some pretty good outfits that you can mix and match set in this game, that it'll definitely flourish and it'll pop out for her. And I think that's just something that you're definitely going to need inside of a new character. Also, another thing is Wanda does not seem too straightforward. She seems a little more complicated to figure out like which ones is going to be the best regional gear for her, because we do not 100% know that, which I am thankful for. Usually when we get characters, even in the beginning when we very first got the game, you could look at somebody's gears and be like, okay, we know for a fact that it's going to be straight that one, no ends or ifs about it. But this girl right here definitely has some variety to her gameplay, and I think that has given some more longevity to it. Another thing that this update has brung is the login events, and man, I'm loving the login events. Okay, these login events, awesome, especially this final one right here. I don't know if you guys remember one of my videos, but I literally said, hey, let's have maybe a login event that gives one, like just one special costume selector box, right? And I remember someone told me, hey man, don't be greedy, because that said person needs a whole other set. So I asked for like a whole other set instead of just asking for one. But again, that was unrealistic. But I thought maybe just asking for one of these would 100% be reasonable. And I think that they nailed it in the head with this. Now, of course, you gotta wait 7 weeks. Which I will get into that when I get to my negative side of the video. But right now we're in the positive portion. Let's keep it rolling. I like that now they're actually giving you crystals to encourage you to actually level her up. I feel like when we were playing Magic, it was kind of just there. But I feel like these events kind of went all in on Wanda. And another big thing that I do love about this update is it capitalized off the MCU, which is something that Netmarble is very good at. So they definitely knew how to capitalize off this said MCU that we have here. Okay, now let's move on to some more positives that I do like about this game. I think that the update brought in some really good prices. 100%. If you are someone that's coming in and you want to support the game, I would 100% tell you guys buy this premium pass. There was also some other update. There's also some other deals that came in. You had the 99-cent offer, which I'm not gonna lie, I did buy. And there was a $10 offer that was for I think 5,000 crystals. Yeah, this $9 deal for 5,000 crystals, I did buy. Now I know some of you guys are gonna say, "Oh, the boycott." Let's just be real. The boycott really didn't work. It is what it is at this point. So yeah, we're just gonna move on, and I think we're gonna just keep the game pushing through it, right? So, as far as I am talking about when it comes to positivities in this game, I think that this update itself is just one big positivity. This is one big positive bubble. I don't know how else I can say that. Her skills are awesome. Animations are awesome. Gameplay is awesome in terms of the epic invasion, in terms of the character. We got login events that are just like mind-blowing. On my free-to-play backup account, I just left that account alone for like a whole month. Came back, looks like we got a new returning player / new player event going on, where now when you log in, the very first day you get some like 1,000 crystals. Second day you get like 3-star companions. Let me just, you know what? I'm gonna show you guys what am I talking about, so that way you guys can see. Let's go ahead and back out of this one. All right, guys, here I am. I am on my backup account. I'm gonna go ahead and log in and let's see what we get here. Doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter who I play on, because I'm just doing this to show you guys what is the new returning login. Because I like to do this from time to time just to see what new options they add in for new players or just returning players. As you know, there's going to be a lot of those for Scarlet Witch. So let's go ahead and open this up. Yes, the return. Yeah, see, as you can see, it was the 1,000 crystals. Then I got a 3-star companion. My free-to-play account got Moon Knight. And then you get a regional selector. And you also get a special costume at the... Yes, they're definitely... They're going all in to get people back, man. And I love to see it. Why do I say I love to see it? Because, man, you never know what you can bring back, man. And they're definitely trying to capitalize off the hype that she has right now. So let's go ahead. I'm going to move this over on to the next thing. Of course, I don't want to be a negative Nancy, but with each good update comes some negatives. And I think that in the short term, this update is good and gives it a small ejection boost for sure. But I think in the long term, it's still going to have a bad impact on the game. What am I talking about? Well, first, let's talk about the nail in the elephant in the room. So now when you place an alliance, you get an attack boost. And this attack boost is no joke, and unfortunately it works everywhere but Spec Ops. So now the top people are just gonna stay the top, honestly. Nothing is gonna change here. It's kind of gonna stack up. It's gonna get worse. So in my humblest opinion, you might as well get ready for it. Yeah, it's gonna be tough beating some of these people in Omega War and Dimensional Duels. So just be on the lookout for that, man. Try not to be too toxic about it, because it's not their fault. They're just playing the game, and there's not really much you could do about that. Now another thing that is negative that came with this game is they still haven't fixed the way that Omega War works. So unfortunately, there are going to be a lot of people that kind of smurf, and they're going to be level 90s inside of the game, just doing the absolute worst to new players. Now, I'm not sure how I feel about that. Me personally, I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I know that some players do want, again, they want their due time, right? So how can you say that? Like, for an example, I went in there with my Scarlet Witch and I got 33 kills. That it's really not that fun for newer players on the other side. This, level 37, like rank 37s, 22s, things of those natures. So I think that the way that this game structure is, it's definitely bad business for at least the newer players. So that's something that is negative on my... Alrighty, let's keep it going, because again, we still got a little bit more to talk about. I think that when I told you guys the boycott didn't work, of course, right? So technically, even though this update is good, I think the base of the game is still in a bad state. That I fear once all of these events are done, like once you're done logging in with all of these events, Scarlet Witch isn't the new thing on the block, kind of like Magic. I feel like this game is going to just plummet all over again, because once you get out of here, everything is hype here on these days, and then once you get here, there's not really much that is hype, and that's the same thing here. It's not much that is hype. So a lot of the hype that we have now is 100% warranted, but I'm just scared that it's not going to last when it literally gets there. Like, we're going to have people that logs in just so they can get this for sure, but how many people are actually going to play? Now, let's also go ahead. I'm going to move over to the negative of this right here. Why am I scared? I'm just like 100% scared that this is happening already. What do I mean by that is usually Netmarble doesn't put these kind of things out until the player base starts to get really big rough, like when it starts to hit a rough patch, when they see that their player base is down below in activity and they're not getting the traction that they would like, they try to artificially boost those numbers by bringing out login events like this. I've seen it everywhere. For a long time in Seven Deadly Sins, they didn't even have anything like this for at least the first year and a half when the game was doing fantastic. And then when they start seeing the player base dwindle like really, really fast, then they started bringing out these 7-8 week events and things like that to get people in there. Same thing in Marvel Future Fight. All 2015, 2016, 2017, when the game was just at the height of its popularity, we didn't see no 8-week events. Then as soon as Netmarble started making bonehead decisions, a lot of the player base left. They dropped so much in revenue. Next thing you know, they started coming out with week 8 events where you just get like the characters' bios. You might get like a 6-star, like things of those natures. So what this is telling me is we might be lacking. We're definitely lacking the player base. We're 100% lacking the revenue department. So I'm very curious to see like where we head at in that. But again, that isn't like a super negative. That's like, of course, the player base is low and they're trying to figure out a way to boost it, which is a good thing. I'm just saying like this showing up this early as it is definitely pretty telling in my opinion. Again, now I didn't talk about this because I don't know how to classify it as a good thing or a bad thing, but when you guys play Wanda, of course, we all know transmutation is locked. But, however, I think the implementation of the new character this time around is 1000% better than how it was with Magic. Because they have been leaving out regional selectors and they've just been popping them out like candy. And there's not really much you can, like, I already have 2 Dark Domain pieces on my Wanda on my backup account, so and then on top of that I can have another piece that's really at the end of here. I think that's going to be my legs, right? Yeah, I have this regional selector box that's at the end for my legs. And again, I was not on this account, so I don't really have the updated monthly calendar. So at this very end, this would have been like a 5-star regional selector box. So ultimately, I think me being against the transmutation of me being against of not having transmutation for the next character, it was kind of like it didn't have ill intents to it. I just wanted to see better, and I think that this game has 100% done better, if you ask me. Because now I feel like when a new character comes out, because they already had told us they're looking try to be on a 6-month rotation with it. I think that going forward, if everybody's always waiting for a new character, you should always just 100% just stock up on these regional selectors at the end. Then that way you can have it. So I feel like no transmutation for a new character is only going to like affect the whales, because they're going to like want to actually use that person in like, you know, top tier content and things of those nature. So 100% I am okay with transmutation not being there, but just don't hold it off too long. All right, everybody, those are all I have to say about this update. Again, I think it's a fantastic update. No update goes without its flaws. I'm not ragging on it. I think it is a very great update for new players for the short term of the game. I don't know how long the short term is going to last. Hopefully the short term is something like maybe a month or 2, and it's not like. If you made it this far into the video, please leave a like and subscribe down below. Your boy CJ is going to bring more content about it. I got the deep dive on Miss Wanda coming up next. I'm going to be streaming her as well. We're going to have a good time with it. Hope I see you guys on the flip side. Peace.